Hannah Murray on TRE in the afternoon. TRE's Entrepreneur of the Week.
And this week it is Louise Hill, the founder of Go Henry, the money app helping kids learn to earn, save, spend and invest. Her expertise in kids banking was shown when she appeared as an expert judge on The Apprentice last year. Welcome to the show, Louise.
Hello, Hannah. It's nice to be here.
It's lovely to have you with us. And wow, you've created a fantastically successful business here, which is really obviously covering like a gap in the market. I mean, you obviously realised that there was something really lacking here, and it was inspired by the understanding that your own kids weren't getting the financial education that perhaps they should have got.
Yeah, I mean, in simple terms, my kids were spending all my money. They were, that problem that so many parents have. Yeah, it was. Gosh, we launched in the UK in 2012, so we're talking 14 years ago already. And it was probably about 18 months before that, my kids had both been bought the little iPods for, I can't remember, their Christmas or birthday present by my brother. And like many parents, I'd given them the login to my iTunes account, which had my credit card attached. You can picture what happened next. My kids were having a great time downloading music. Without a care in the world, I've said that phrase many, many times, but certainly without understanding they were spending money and that I was having to earn that money. So, yeah, that was where it started. And then talking to other parents and realizing so many other parents were having the same thing. We were giving our kids cash, but actually we were leaving them behind because they were already using eBay. They were buying in-app things on their in-app games and using PlayStations and Xboxes or whatever the versions were that were around back then. So that was really where it came from. It was, how do you create something that helps parents teach their kids about money, lets the kids be empowered and take decisions with their own money in a safe environment. That was where it came from.
Yeah. And I mean, I can totally relate to this. I remember being a child and listening to my parents or other adults talking about money, talking about taxes, talking about mortgages, all these credit cards, all these kind of things, and just thinking I've no clue what they're on about. But when I'm an adult, I'll understand, as if suddenly when you turn 18, you understand how all these things work. And of course, unless someone teaches you, whether you're a child or an adult, you have no clue. You don't automatically understand these things. And there are plenty of adults that still don't. They might rely on a parent or a spouse to take care of all of that and still don't really understand it, which is really worrying, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it is a massive gap. I don't know why anyone would think you suddenly hit 18 and become competent with all money skills. No, it's something that has to be taught. It's something we are very passionate about, has to be taught young. There is this incredible piece of research that was done, it's a long time ago now, by Cambridge University that showed that attitudes to money are actually formed by the age of 7, not start to form, they are formed. So if you think about how kids, they're like sponges, aren't they, when they're that age? They're just soaking up whatever's going on around them. So if they're growing up in a household where nobody's talking about money or where people are frightened or worried about money, those are the vibes, that's the ideas that form in with them. And it's really, really important that we, with Go Henry, we help parents teach their kids about money because, yes, it's a debit card and it's an app. They can have their pocket money, but we're also teaching them. There are lots of in-app gamified money lessons. We call them money missions. I think there's something like 128 of them at the moment. Age and stage appropriate. So 6 to 10-year-olds, 10 to 14, 14 plus. And they go from everything from why different jobs earn different salaries to a little bit more advanced compound interest, why saving is a good thing, what are stocks and shares all about, all the way through to things that you really do need to understand, how to budget, how to manage your money, how to make it grow for you by investing by the time they're 18.
Yeah.
And you touched on a point there. So many adults don't know these things. I certainly didn't. I've had to learn them over the years by making a lot of fairly silly mistakes. And when we launched our money missions, it was amazing the number of parents who contacted us to say, help, my 11-year-old's talking to me about compound interest. So we now have a parent space within GoHenry where parents can go for really simple, straightforward explanations of some of the more complex money matters.
Yeah, fantastic. And the implications on both sides of being brought up as a child in a house that maybe doesn't have money, and you hear the parents talking about money worries all the time, that can be a negative impact. But also on the other side, if you grow up in a house where money is just easy and grows on trees, and, a very affluent household, and you're always given money, oh, Mum, can I borrow 20 quid? Mum, can I... And you're just constantly given money, that's also not great either, because you grow up thinking, money's just abundant. It's just everywhere. It's really easy to get money. And of course, in reality, once you start having to get a job and earn your own money, it's not that easy at all.
No, it really isn't. And we get asked a lot these days. I think it's 2.3 million kids we've helped so far learn money skills. And so obviously we get asked a lot for tips. And if I'm ever asked for just one tip, that single tip is give your child regular pocket money. It doesn't matter how little it is. It doesn't matter how little you can afford. But if you give them a regular amount, let's say Saturday morning, that is still the most common choice for parents. Let's say you give them 50p every Saturday morning. It is amazing how quickly that sinks in and they stop simply spending it on Saturday morning and start thinking about, oh, maybe I'll put a little bit of it away, or maybe I'll put all of it away and save up and buy something more interesting. And that you don't have to have GoHenry to do that. You can do that with the old-fashioned piggy bank. You can do it with any form of giving them money. But it's amazing how quickly that will change behaviours and make them think and consider what they're buying.
Yeah. Has your research shown the complications of when kids are friends with parents that are doing it very differently? If your kid's getting 50p a week, but your friend is getting £100 a week, I mean, that must be really tricky discussions in the school playground. I mean, that's nobody's fault. That's just people's situations, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think anybody will ever solve that problem. It's up to each parent how much they choose to give their kids. Some parents don't give very much, but also set up tasks and chores so that their kids can learn about earning some money. Others are more generous, but maybe they expect their kids to buy more things for themselves. It's it really is a bit of give and take. And we built GoHenry to flex around all of those decisions. We didn't want to kind of force any parent into this is the best thing to do for your child. I would never presume to tell another parent what would work for their child. It's flexible like that.
Yeah. And also, I suppose it's learning from a young age that, as you grow up into an adult, that's how life is. Some people have more money than you. Some people have less money than you. Yeah. And that's just the way it is. You have to make the most of what you've got, kind of thing. So I suppose that's a good lesson as well from an early age.
Yes, I really think it is. I'll tell you one of the things that we've seen in our data, and I know we've just released a youth economy report that looks into this. The number of young people, the number of GoHenry kids who are actually running little businesses. They're earning money from not from mum and dad, not from grandma, granddad, auntie and uncle, but they're trading on some of these secondhand marketplaces, so Depop, Depop, Vinted, eBay. Hugely popular one at the moment is saving up and buying a 3D printer and then making things with a 3D printer and trading them at school. We've got some real budding entrepreneurs doing that. But also, social media, content creators. We've got all sorts of things out there. YouTube content creators. They're really, really entrepreneurial. And I know our latest report showed that 63% of GoHenry kids were expecting to launch a summer business over the summer holidays when they arrive.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. And just to give you context with that, when we looked at last year, 1 in 8 kids who ran a business, and you know, we called them bedroom businesses, or you can call them a side hustle. They are little schemes on the side. But 1 in 8 of them made over £1,000 last year.
Wow.
Not to be sneezed at.
No, that's incredible. I love that. And with regards to the Go Henry cards, so just explain what they are, how they work, and how families make it work for them.
Well, I'm going to talk about Go Henry and also what's available in Spain, because I'm very aware this is broadcasting in Spain. So Go Henry started life in the UK. Excuse me. Started life in the UK. We are a money app and debit card, basically a bank account for kids. Parents can set up regular pocket money. They can set up tasks and chores so that their kids earn some extra money. There is a savings account. If you have our premium, our plus subscription, then there is a high interest savings account that pays out interest daily, so that once kids have got about sort of 45 pounds in there, they will literally get a little ping on their tablet or their phone every day going, well, your money's working for you. You just earned another 2 pence. To get that idea of building compound interest and having your money grow. There are all the money missions, lots and lots of things like that. In the US, same principle, but we integrated with a fintech called Acorns 3 years ago. So we're part of the Acorns group of companies. In France, Spain and Italy, we operate as PixPay. That's PIXPAY. And that starts for kids from the age of 8. It's a Visa payment card for children and teens. Just like Go Henry, it's paired with a parent app so that the parents can set the spending limits, get instant notifications, stay in full control. But just like Go Henry, it's autonomy, empowerment for the child, peace of mind for the parent.
Yeah. And why did you call it Go Henry? Where did that come from?
There is a long and convoluted story behind that. I'll try and keep it short. When we launched, we were called Pocket Money, but spelt with no vowels, so PKTMNY. And I'll be honest, I thought that was really clever. Turned out it was really stupid because nobody could say it. You know, could I speak to Louise from... Yeah, I mean, crazy. We're a digital business. People need to be able to find us online and spell it properly. Yeah. So because I always talk about having a go, we decided we would change it to Go Something, and we were working with a brand agency on that. And then one of the team walked across and said, guess what the name is of the first child who ever used one of our cards? And it was a little boy who at the time was 11 years old, called Henry, lived in Bristol, still lives in Bristol. And he's all grown up now and working as a comms officer at Bristol University.
Oh, amazing. So you kept in touch all these years.
Do you know what? When we reached 1 million kids in the UK, we contacted the family of the millionth child and we contacted Henry's family and kind of invited them both in to spend a week with us and do some fun stuff and have a bit of fun about being number 1 and number 1 million. Yeah.
Oh, how lovely. That's great. And it's obviously something that you're knowledge about and really passionate about. And in this day and age, social media and things like that are really important, you know, that you've got some great content on your Instagram, because it's really important, I guess, to putting the message out there, both to parents and to kids. You've got like a team of people that are doing that, I guess, or the social media side of things.
We have a content creator. We have a social media manager. Every now and then they rope me in and my face appears on it, which I'm still getting used to after 14 years. But we reach parents that way. We reach kids that way as well. But really, we're trying to talk to parents because it's parents who we want to take the decision to give us a go.
The interesting thing is you'd think that it was adults that want kids to have this financial education, but I was reading a lot of your research and the kids want it too, not just teenagers, but 6, 7, 8-year-olds. They want to learn about money and savings, which is amazing.
Yeah, they absolutely do. I mean, so 5 years ago, we decided that the only way we were going to reach every child, and what I haven't said is our mission statement for many years has been to make every child smart with money. And to reach every child, the only way to do it was to make the subject mandatory in schools and for it to start from primary school age. And in the UK, in England, it was not mandatory in the curriculum. There was some content in the secondary curriculum, but it wasn't mandatory. There was nothing at all in the primary curriculum. And so we started to lobby government, engage with all of the charities and organisations who are interested in financial education and try and speak to government with one voice. And we gave a lot of our research to the Treasury and to government as well. And in November last year, huge success. I was absolutely thrilled. The Curriculum and Assessment Review reported, and their recommendations were that it should go into the English school curriculum. It should be made mandatory, and it should start at primary school. And the government endorsed it. I'll translate that because I didn't know what that meant at the time. If the government endorses it, it means it's going to happen. So amazing. September 2028. The new curriculum will be launched and it will include, for the first time ever, financial education for kids starting at primary school.
That's fantastic.
That was a huge success as far as I was
definitely.
concerned.
Oh, you must be so proud of that.
Yeah, I am. There were, a lot of people worked on that alongside Go Henry. But yes, I do think the data that we have and the research that we have and the fact that we've got 14 years of data and research, that really made a difference. And I'm excited to see that come to fruition.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. Changing the curriculum is a really big deal. That's really fantastic. You've achieved that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so what's next for you? I mean, obviously every day must be different for you. There's a lot that must be going on behind the scenes, but are you constantly looking to expand? I mean, is there a plan for the future?
There is always a plan for the future. There's always far more things we want to do than we have time or bandwidth to do. But yeah, continuing to improve the product and the services in all the countries that we are already in. So in the UK, the US, France, Spain and Italy. We're not looking at the moment at adding another country in there because I think there's more we want to do in the countries that we operate in. But working closely with Acorns in the US, carrying on building PixPay in Europe and carrying on building Go Henry and reaching more customers, helping more kids in the UK.
Yeah, it must be great getting such positive feedback from parents and kids. And, there's lots of testimonials on your social media and also your website from both parents and kids who are, really loving what you've done and saying how it's changed their lives, which must be amazing.
There are some incredible stories now. There really are. I mean, they can bring me to the edge of tears sometimes. There was one in particular. I was thinking, was it last year? It might even have been the year before, but a mum who wrote in to say that she and her kids were now going to Disneyland Paris, and that had started from her little boy asking to go and her saying, I can't afford it. And he said, well, I'm going to save up with my Go Henry card, and started doing jobs around the house, going and washing people's cars, running errands for the neighbours, saving his money. And she watched him saving so diligently. And she told us she'd never saved in her life before, but she opened a savings account and started saving as well. And guess what? They went to Disneyland Paris.
Oh, isn't that just beautiful?
It's amazing when you hear things like that. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. And the fact that he inspired her as well. She obviously thought, oh, bless him, I can't let him pay for the whole family. So she thought, I'm going to do it myself. That's amazing when the kids inspire the adults like that.
Yeah, it is. Those sort of moments are very special.
Yeah, lovely. Well, congratulations, Louise. Lovely to chat with you. If people want to find out more about Go Henry, and also people in Spain wanting to find out the equivalent over here, can all the information be got from the Go Henry website? And then it can...
They can find gohenry.com. We'll find the UK service, but you have to be resident in the UK with a UK bank account to use that. Or you can go to pixpay.com and you will find everything about PixPay. It's PIXPAY.
Fantastic. So in the UK, gohenry.com, but if you're in Spain or France, pixpay.com, PIXPAY.com. Fantastic. Louise Hill, thank you very much for being our Entrepreneur of the Week.
Thanks, Anna.